Shalom, and welcome to another edition of CBE News. I'm Jacob Jerusi.
And I'm Emma McIntosh.
Our top stories today. A mysterious birdman living on the 5th floor. Fact or fiction?
The locker rooms at Beth Elohim. Gender elitism.
But first, an exclusive interview with our new education director, Shira.
We now go live to field correspondent Audrey Bachman.
I'm field correspondent Audrey Bachman, here with an exclusive interview with Shira, our new educator, and I'm going to ask her a few questions. So, why did you want to be the head of religious school?
Well, I heard that Park Slope was the place to be and an awesome place to grow up Jewish, and I thought that this religious school in the congregation Beth Elohim would be the most fantastic place for me and my family to make sure that Jewish education is the top of what it possibly could be in the whole world.
And where did you grow up?
I grew up, I was born in the Bronx, but I grew up in New Milford, Connecticut, and my grandparents are actually from Brooklyn.
What is your current job?
Currently, as a rabbi, I serve as the Associate Director of ARTSA, which is the Reform Movement's Israel organization.
What is your favorite thing to do in your free time?
My favorite thing to do in my free time is to play with my son, Ami, and hang out with my husband, Jason, and we particularly like to take our dog to the park.
Have you ever been to Israel? If so, what was your favorite thing about it?
I love Israel. It's my favorite place. I think Brooklyn is becoming one of my favorite places, but Israel is actually my favorite place on the whole planet. I've lived there a total of 3 years, and my favorite thing about Israel is the fact that the majority of people are Jewish, and I always feel that the holidays are my holidays, and the celebrations are my celebration, and the culture is my culture, and I just love that.
What is your favorite Jewish food and holiday?
My favorite Jewish food and holiday. My favorite holiday is probably Pesach, because I love getting together with my whole family and remembering the story of the Jewish people. And my favorite foods aren't usually on Pesach. I don't like matzah, but one of my favorite Pesach foods, since I'm going with that holiday, is a friend of mine introduced me to a Sephardic recipe for charoset that doesn't taste anything like the Ashkenazi charoset with apples and wine. It's like dates and nuts and spices and some wine. It's delicious.
Cool. What inspired you to be a rabbi?
I think the fact that I love Judaism and I love the Torah and I love the Jewish people, and I think that living a Jewish life is just one of the best ways to be in the world, and I really wanted to be a rabbi so I could help other people to just come to the tradition and enjoy it the way that I do.
And do you have a shout out to the religious school kids?
I sure do. Chala!
Thanks, Audrey. I can't wait to meet Shira next year. And now for our next story. Last edition, you saw a sneak peek of the girls' locker room. Now the debate is raging. Which one is better, the girls' locker room or the boys' locker room? We now join Emma McIntosh in the debating room.
Talking with us today on the topic of the boys and girls locker rooms at Beth Elohim are two renowned experts in their fields. First, Professor of Gender Studies at the Hebrew University in Jerusalem, Professor Katie Safter.
It's my pleasure, Emma.
Joining her on our debate is Jonathan Walters, author of the recent book, The Beth Elohim Bathrooms, Separate but Not Equal.
Glad to be here, Emma.
Jonathan, let's start with you. What is this bathroom controversy, and what is your focus on writing in this issue?
Well, Emma, the controversy starts off that the boys' locker room is worse than the girls' locker room. For us boys, 7 through 12, it raises the question, why do the girls think that they're better than us? It just brings up gender elitism.
Katie, your response?
Well, first of all, Emma, I just want to thank you again for having me on the show. Jonathan, your comments are pure hogwash. Who is to say that the girls' bathroom is actually better than the boys'? In fact, I would argue the exact opposite.
Oh, here goes Katie again, doing what she does best, being the spin doctor. How do the kids at Hebrew University stomach you?
Whoa, Katie, Jonathan, let's keep it civil. We're all fourth graders here. Katie, go on.
Thank you, Emma. Allow me to elaborate. Many of the features which Jonathan and his peers point out as superior features to the girls' locker room are actually quite inferior. For example, the new towel racks. These are a clear safety hazard. Someone my height could easily hit had on these hooks.
Oh, give me a break.
And the new lockers, they may look better, but really, who would want a locker that you can have a lock on? What happens if you lose the key or forget the combination? It's serious liability.
Sorry, Emma, I have to interject. This is ridiculous. The lockers in the boys' locker room barely even open. Locks are a luxury we only dream of. And what about the bathroom? The room is so dark and the mirrors are so gross that you barely even see yourself.
A blessing in disguise. Do you know how much time us girls spend looking at ourselves now that we have pristine new full-length mirrors in our locker rooms? It's outrageous. It's a complete hazard. You should consider yourself lucky.
Well, what about the showers? Is it a crime scene?
Jonathan, please, the real crime scene here is the girls' showers. The tin doors have so much spring in them, they can easily swing back at you and knock into your face. It's already happened to me twice. Showers are much better with curtains than without those tin doors. And another point, the whole girls' locker room is just like a maze now. It's so big, I get lost in it whenever I go inside. It's crazy. You're lucky the boys' room is nice and small. There's no risk of getting lost. It's just one big room.
Katie, just admit that the girls' locker room is better than the boys. Obviously, you're beating around the bush. Be honest.
Fine, maybe the girls' room is better than boys, but guess what? It's because girls are better than boys. Ha!
See, that's what I'm talking about.
Well, that's all the time we have for today. We'll be back after these messages.